Hey, thanks for checking it out. Basically going over the best herbs for Lyme, several different moving parts and strategies to overcoming a disease like Lyme. So my story is that I have a horse and I've got a couple dogs, and I was at a water park and a friend said, what's that on your chest? And it was like a red blotch. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I've had this for, a while now. I'm not sure what it is. And a couple weeks later, I was just at the house and I was eating a sandwich, and I literally froze eating the sandwich. I just froze, couldn't move, couldn't finish the sandwich, couldn't finish the food in my mouth. I was just paralyzed basically. So I went to the doctor's the next day, and I took off my clothes and I showed her these blotches, and she said, "Oh honey, that's Lyme's, you have Lyme's disease." I wanted to come up with the plan, and she said, "Honey, all you have to do is take 30 days of these antibiotics and you'll be fine. Take 30 days of antibiotics and you'll be fine." So she said, "You'll be cured." She says, "They're cheap, they work, and you'll be cured." And I said, okay, I didn't think you could cure a disease in my mind, but I was all for it, anything to feel better and to heal myself. So I took the 30 days of antibiotics. 6 months later, it came back. I was sick as a dog. So the 30 days of antibiotics did not cure me, and I was back to where I was just like before. I froze up and I was paralyzed. And I didn't like myself on antibiotics. When I took antibiotics, I became extremely depressed, almost suicidal. I was throwing up on the side of the road. I had to quit my job because my job required travel. I was self-employed. I was a financial advisor, and I did in-home financial sales with elderly people. I did estate planning. I loved my life. That all went in the toilet because I couldn't drive. I could drive, but I couldn't stop throwing up. So that was bad. And then I came across Gerson therapy and Dying to Have Known, and I saw that Charlotte Gerson was 82 years old and did not wear prescription eyewear. And I was 40 years old at the time, and I'm just about to turn 50. So I'm like, well, there must be something that's juicing. So I didn't want to lose my eyesight. I'm 40 years old at the time, so my eyes started to go. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna start juicing. So I started juicing, got better immediately. The next day, all the inflammation was gone. I felt fantastic. And then I just decided to obviously keep this up because why not, right? It's a pain, right? So I figured, well, smoothies are a lot easier. So I went with smoothies, and I was still fine. Everything was great. And then I realized that, if I'm putting stuff in this blender, what could I put in here that would be better? There must be a more excellent way to do this. I want to get, energy. I want to have sustained energy. My brain fog was terrible. It's like, what can I do to prevent Lyme from coming back? What can I do to move forward to feel healthier? What can I do to get, stamina and energy back for 4, 6, 8 hour days? Because I was at like a 3 hour day at that point. And I, didn't have my job really anymore, so I was kind of desperate for my health to come back. So, Lyme, what does it do? How does it work? What does it want? What does it desire? Where does it live? Where does it hang out? What does it feed on? What does it want from me? What can I give it to help, how can I pacify the baby, right? Put the pacifier in the baby's mouth. It's like, what can I give to pacify this so it ignores me and is happy, Or what could I give that would kill it? What could I give that would remove it? What could I give myself that would heal me? What herbs could I take that would protect a reinfestation or a reoccurrence or a relapse or whatever the term? What could I do? So I wanted to, figure out through herbs, because that's all I had. Nutrition was working well, but I wanted to add to that, and I knew antibiotics Wasn't like the long-term solution, for me. So I came up with all these different herbs. So I'll show you what the herbs I take. I'll break those down for you, and I'll break down the patterns and the concepts behind them. And hopefully you'll see some patterns in there that are for you. And I'll do it like on a screen share so you have a better idea, so we can kind of like work through it and I can still talk at the same time. Welcome back. Yes, the power of Hollywood and all these millions of dollars we spend to edit these beautiful movies, at least 3 or 4 million to edit this particular film. I'm able to somehow shoot up in my room here and even change my clothes. So welcome back. I'm on herbsforlyme.net. I'm on Mountain Rose Herbs. I'm on Herbistat, and I'm on lymehealer.com. So I'm on a bunch of different sites. Herbsforlyme.net, great site, explains everything, easy to language, to read. Why do herbs help with Lyme? Why don't they not help with Lyme? What is Lyme? What does it do? What are the precious little things that it moves? And from here I learned a couple cool things, which is that Lyme feeds off of manganese and it doesn't feed off of zinc, and everything under the sun feeds off of zinc in order to survive. So Lyme is the only thing on the planet that doesn't need zinc to survive. It feeds off manganese. And that's why we're always like lethargic and not feeling well, don't have energy, because once you don't have manganese in your system, you're almost like dead, like the walking dead. And we've all felt that way so many times, like the walking dead. So if we eat manganese, then the Lyme will eat the manganese and it won't eat you. For a long time I used to fight it, and then when I looked at my diet, because I was thriving, I found out I couldn't eat enough manganese. Everything I ate had manganese in it. So I'm like, well, I'm thriving, so I'm not going to stop that. So the concept here is give the baby the pacifier, right? Give the baby the pacifier. Give the baby what it wants, because if you don't give it, it's going to ruin your life, right? And if you don't give Lyme manganese, it's going to ruin your life. But because Lyme is a living, breathing, spirochete that wants to survive, and it has needs, wants, and desires like you, then you can feed it something that is, a trick, like rat poison, which is pumpkin seeds, right? So pumpkin seeds are 75% manganese, and they're parasite killers, right? So that's all here on herbsforlyme.net. Their concept is, hey, 1 or 2 herbs ain't going to get it done. 3 or 5 herbs ain't going to get it done. You're going to need 25, 40 herbs to get it done. If you want to run marathons, be healthy, get rid of this thing, move forward with your life, 16 herbs may not even be enough, right? So their concept is you need to kill it, remove it, heal it, protect it, build strong. Kill it, remove it, heal the infected area, protect the infected area, protect yourself while you're killing it and healing it. Bastards have brothers. Once its cousins find out that you're over here killing them, then they're going to send troops to infect this bad area again. You're going to have a remission. So while you're killing things and removing things and healing things, you need protector herbs. And you need builder strong herbs. You need to be going to the gym and working out, so when they come back, you're like, I don't think you want any of this. I don't think you're looking for a fight. And they go, maybe you're right. I'll just lie dormant until you screw up, but I'll see you again. So it's your job to kill it, heal it, remove it, protect yourself, and build strong, right? Don't build strong. Okay, well, they'll come back and it'll be a good fight and you'll lose, right? So you can think along the lines of the Wild Wild West, which are bastards have brothers. And if you kill somebody in a gunfight, you're going to have to bury them in the backyard. But while you're burying them in the backyard, you're going to need somebody on the front porch saying, I don't know where Tony is. I haven't seen Tony in a while. And then when you're digging the hole, you put the body in there, put Tony in there, and you cover him up. Now you've got this big hole. It's not very pretty. You need to put grass on it. You need to plant flowers there. You need to water it. You need to straighten the grass. You need to act like nothing's here. You don't want to send off any smoke signals. So herbs can help you with that walk. Kill it, heal it, remove it, build strong. Let's go over the herbs for crying out loud. Killer herbs: black walnut hull, pumpkin seed powder, astragalus, echinacea, cat's claw. These are killer herbs. Remover herbs: psyllium seed husk, nettle leaf, chlorella, spirulina. Spirulina and chlorella are the oldest food plant sources on the planet. They got carbohydrates, for crying out. You can live off of chlorella alone. Glyconutrients: turmeric, aloe vera. These are protecting herbs, healing herbs, very loving herbs. Glyconutrients are the 8 sugars that are found on the planet. By the way, sugars are not like table sugars. What are glyconutrients? Glyconutrients are food sources that your body breaks down for itself. And since cells communicate with sugar and protein, all your 2,200 cellular colonies, for crying out loud, speak to one another or don't speak to one another, and that's why you get sick. There's a breakdown in the cellular communication. Since cells only communicate with sugar and protein, glyconutrients are the 8 sugars and all the proteins that are found on the planet. And you put those in your mouth at the same time, you got something. Finally, you will serve yourself and your cells will serve you at your highest and best use. Never in the history of your life have you had all the sugars, all the cellular communication foods in your mouth at the same time. Glyconutrients. Those are your build strong herbs, right? I have fingernails so hard, I cannot eat. I've literally hurt my teeth. I've got a loose front tooth from trying to bite my fingernails. I mean, that's how hard my fingernails are. Glyconutrients: wheatgrass, erythema root, sarsaparilla, maca, pho tea, and gotu kola. These are just great herbs. I mean, just saying them is like, my cell structure is like, okay, what can we get it on? So I think gotu kola is Chinese for black head of hair. So I have this great head of hair at 50 years old because gotu kola and pho tea root. So protecting herbs: sarsaparilla, once again, licorice, gymnemia powder, pau d'arco, and olive leaf. So I'll put these up there for you so you can see them. Where can you buy these kind of herbs? There's some links here to buy them. You'll see a picture of me here. I have something to do with herbsforlyme.net. I am in a sense, a NLP, EFT, hypnosis master practitioner, whatever you want to call it. So long story short, I found out through all this herbal walk that if you tried everything under the sun, and nothing works, that's because you have trauma or past trauma. You have childhood trauma. And if you have childhood trauma, then you're under a fight or flight pattern. And your body finally breaks down around 32, 35, 33 years old. And because your body is under a fight or flight pattern, you're basically in third gear going 66 miles per hour. And finally hit about 33 years old, and then you get a chronic health condition. A mosquito bites you, a tick bites you, can't beat it. Why? Because your immune system is just done. You don't have one anymore. And every time you eat food, your body converts that food into fuel to fight or flight. So you can't heal yourself because your food is literally breaking down into sugar to fight or flight. And not the 8 sugars, we're talking about glucose only, which is just energy to fight or flight. So we could buy herbs from Herbistat. There's some herbs right there. That's a bundle of herbs, $45 for about 4-ish ounces, and $129 for a pound. So you've got a bunch of herbs here that come in a bundle for you, so you're all taken care of price-wise. Mountain Rose Herbs has herbs, spices, teas, aromatherapies, all kinds of great stuff. Mountain Rose Herbs has some of the best quality herbs that I've found out there. They have bulk herbs. The shipping gets a little expensive. You buy 6 or 7 herbs, it's going to cost $10 or $15 to ship it, sometimes $20 to ship it. So I found that the bundling on Herbistat's just a little better because it's about $6 to ship it. and you're getting what you want anyhow, and it's just working good. So those are basically the concepts that I've come up with. Kill it, remove it, heal it, protect it, build strong. You do it with all those herbs. How much herbs are we talking about? We're talking about, conceptually wise, buy everything by the pound, right? Okay, great. And then you take a teaspoon of that, teaspoon of that, teaspoon of that. Put them all in a teaspoon. That's fine. And then you mix them all up, and then you take a pinch, right? So on Herbistat, I take a pinch of all these herbs added up together is literally 1, 2, 3 pinches. So we're talking about half a teaspoon here in a smoothie. That's it, right? Half a teaspoon in a smoothie. Half cup pineapple, apple, coconut milk, bananas, oranges, honey, yogurt, kefir, whatever you want. Throw it in there. Get it tasting good. Throw some herbs in there. 1 pinch, 2 pinch, 3 pinch. Off you go. You don't take a ton of these herbs. You don't take a teaspoon. You don't take the daily amount of these teaspoons. In a month, you may get a daily amount when you do it this way, right? When you pinch all these, it's very safe that way. You do not take a half a teaspoon of each of these herbs. You'll probably be dead in the morning, right? So there's some great websites here. I'll put them up for you again. Mountain Rose Herbs, Herbistat, herbsforlyme.net, and lymehealer.com. I'll put these all together for you. Slash it up there real big on the screen so you can see it. I'll give myself some space to even do that. And hope this helps. I'll throw my email up here as well. And so you can contact me if you have any questions. God bless. Talk to you soon.